What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're going to talk some football. Houston Texans football. Unfortunately. Now, I know a lot of y'all still mad. Trust and believe, I'm still mad. But I want to talk about more of the night of no return. Because just when you thought it couldn't get no worse, when you trade a cornerstone franchise player in DeAndre Hopkins, not the fact that it got worse, it got even more stranger and more conflicted and more contradictory. It just got weirder. And I realized something in all this chaos and weirdness. I realized something, and I want y'all to realize as well. I'm explaining to y'all what I'm talking about. So later on, after that, the Houston Texans signed the safety, Eric Murray, from the Cleveland Browns, that nobody knows who he is. Not even people in Cleveland know who he is. I didn't know who he was. People hit me up like, hey, you know who this is? And I'm like, no. And it's very rare for me not to know at least something about a player. Like, I didn't even run across, like, I don't even know. Who is this player? I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I don't know. Then I come find out even Cleveland people don't know. He played like 3 games, started 3 games from him last year, and they don't even know who he is. So, later on, I'm getting some gas, and I get the notification that we signed Randall Cobb. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I look, I get in the car and I look and actually see the deal that he got. And see, they guaranteed it is a 3-year deal for $27 million, and they guaranteed him $18 million, 18.45. I said, you gotta be kidding me. Really? By the way, he has more guaranteed money than Roby. And I don't know if y'all noticed this, because I haven't. I mean, I've noticed this. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know. Outside of people from Texans, like from the Houston side, I haven't seen anybody else reporting the Roby deal anymore. Like the NFL or Bleacher Report, like Yahoo, I haven't got any notifications about that Roby deal. So did that deal somehow fall through? Like that deal just vanished all of a sudden for some strange reason. Like it's just strange to me that and like nobody's talking about it anymore. I know the Hopkins floods everything, but it's like that Roby deal just vanished for some strange reason. I could be wrong. Maybe I just missed it. Y'all let me know, because I haven't seen it from anywhere else. I know the NFL been posting all type of small deals. Same thing with Yahoo and Bleacher, but I have yet to see them say anything else about Roby. But anyway, back to the Randall Cobb situation. So when I see this deal, and I see that you're going to give this and guarantee this guy who's in his 30s, $18 million, I said, okay, now I know exactly what's up. The jig is up. I know exactly what's up. Bill O'Brien is trolling us. He is trolling the city of Houston. He's trolling the Houston Texans fan base. He is trolling the Houston Texans team organization as a whole. He's basically doing whatever the fuck he want to do just because he can. Because I'm going to trade Hopkins just because. And you know what? Oh, they mad? They think that's as mad as they think they gonna get? Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna just do some shit. You're gonna give Randall Cobb, who last year in Dallas only was signed to Dallas for a 1-year, $5 million deal. You're gonna give him $9 million a year and guarantee him $18 million? Are you serious? For a slot receiver? I can't even get mad at this point. I really can't, because I understand what's going on. He's trolling. Then back the other day and re-sign Hargraves. He's like, re-sign Hargraves. So that's your plan. That's your plan. That's how you really gonna walk into a season with Roby, Conley, Hargraves, and Alani Johnson. Without DJ Reader, by the way, because he just signed to the Bengals. That's the same defense of when you played against Kansas City, but it's worse because you don't even have Reader anymore. Like, are you serious? It's a troll job. He's trolling us. That's what he's doing. He's doing everything because he can. He answers to nobody. He answers to himself. Because let me be honest with y'all. We gonna have a real conversation right now. If he was a real general manager, or like a real general manager, you just for some reason had to get rid of Hopkins. You just had to get rid of him. This is how you do. This is how a real general manager operates the situation. And see, Amari Cooper is a free agent. And know that Dallas' team that he's on wants him back. Philly, an in-team rival who's deployed receivers. They need a receiver bad. They in the market. The San Francisco 49ers, they in the market. I forgot it was another team that was in the market as well. You see who loses that sweepstakes. You listen to Arizona's deal. You see with who loses that sweepstakes. Now, you pin Hopkins to whoever else who lost this week, out of Philly, out of the 49ers, whoever. You drive that price up and you say, hey, this is what Arizona offered me right here. What you got? They offer, okay, Arizona will always have the better deal because they have the highest pick, because they have the 8th pick in the draft. Now, if you see what Stefon Diggs went for, a 3, well, he went for a 1, a 3, a 5, a 6, and next year's 4. Something like that. Something around. I know he went for a 1, a 5, a 6 this year, and next year's 4. And I think he went for a 3 this year as well. Hop, at the very least, is going for two ones and a 2. So you go back with the deal with Arizona, and say you get Arizona's 8th, you get Arizona's 2nd round pick, and you get Arizona's 1st round pick next year. Now you take you clear up cap space from Hopkins. Now you could go out there and get James Bradberry because he went for a deal in New York for the exact same amount I said, $15 million a year. You go get James Bradberry for that. I ain't said you could even go up to 15.5. You go up there, because you clear Hopkins space off the books. You go out there and you get James Bradberry. You ain't got to worry about your secondary because you got Bradberry, you got Conley, you got Roby in the slot. Now you have the 8th pick, the 40th pick, and your 57th pick. You know what you do with that? With the 8th pick, you go get CeeDee Lamb or you get Judy, whoever falls to you. Then with that 40th pick, one of those running backs is going to be that. KJ Dobbins, Jonathan Taylor, and DeAndre Swift. You get one of those running backs, whichever one is there, or the best one there, and then with your original 2nd round pick, the 57th pick, you go out there and get a pass rusher. That's how a general manager conducts business. He creates the cap space, he trades Hopkins, get the picks, collect the cap space, bring in a secondary, so you won't have to worry about that in the draft. You go out there, you draft Hop's replacement. Now you have a young receiver that you have on a rookie deal for the next 5 years because he's a 1st round pick. And then what you do, you go out there, you draft a running back, and you draft an edge rusher. Boom! I just fixed it for you. Thank you. Goodbye. Go ahead and cut me that check, Calvin, there, because I would have got you. I would have got you. Man, I wouldn't even did that because I wanted to trade Hop. But if that's what you want to do, that's what a real general manager does. But that's not what Bill O'Brien is. He's somebody that's petty. He wants to get rid of Hopkins just because he didn't get along with him. Oh, because he didn't like the practice? Like I said in the video the other day. So what? He didn't have to practice. He's Hopkins. But it goes back to a bigger issue. This goes back to a way bigger issue. And I said this a couple of videos ago. I actually said this the moment that Bill O'Brien was officially named general manager. I'm actually not upset with Bill O'Brien anymore. I'm upset with Cal McNair for giving him that job, for giving him that power. What does he show you in his past that he deserves this much power? And for everybody out there who used to be out there talking about fire Rick Smith, all y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Because all day I've been thinking about this, and more and more I start thinking about this is an organizational issue dating back way before Rick Smith. And I'm thinking more and more that Rick Smith was never the problem. Rick Smith might have been the person who was keeping you above float, because Rick Smith, now, he had his faults on. He couldn't draft in mid-rounds. I give you that. But his 1st round draft picks was always money outside of 2. Mobile Okoye and Kevin Johnson. Now, I blame him for Mobile Okoye because, like we was just talking about in the Discord the other day, that he could have had Darrelle Revis. And imagine he would have had Darrelle Revis, and at that time would have had Dante Robinson. Think about that secondary for a minute. Just think about that, Darrelle Revis and Dante Robinson. So that's all on Rick Smith. And that was his 1st draft, but that's all on Rick Smith. Now, the second one, Kevin Johnson, by Houston's own scouts, they said themselves that they had Marcus Peters rated higher. But it was character concerns of why they drafted Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson was the safer pick. We already know where that mandate comes from. We gonna sit up here and act like we don't know where that mandate comes from? We know exactly where that mandate comes from. It comes from the higher up. Now, let's put some things into perspective. Now, we all want back in 2010, 2011, we wanted him to go after Nnamdi. Everybody wanted to go after Nnamdi. He did the smart decision by, instead of giving that money to Nnamdi, taking that money, cutting half, get some to J-Joe, get the rest to Danielle Manning, and you fix your secondary by getting 2 for the price of 1. That's a good job by a general manager. Okay, so then we're going to talk about back in 2012 when you had Peyton Manning's wife in Houston looking for houses because he had a deal done. It just had to be signed. But the owner and Kubiak say, whoa. We got Matt Schaub. They want to stay loyal to Matt Schaub. That's not on Rick Smith. That's on them. Okay, let's talk about the Ed Reed situation. We're going to talk about the Ed Reed situation. Remember that Bob McNair flew his private jet. Him and his private jet went up there to go get Ed Reed and bring Ed Reed to Houston. That's on him. Okay, let's talk about Clowney because I think more and more that I think that Rick Smith wanted to take Khalil Mack in that draft. But remember, Clowney went to South Carolina, the same school that Bob McNair went to, and I think that was a Bob McNair decision. Hey, bring in somebody from my alma mater, which is cool. Clowney did his thing, but I just think that Rick Smith would have preferred to get Khalil Mack. And we're going to talk about Brock Osweiler. We already know where that Brock Osweiler came from. We're going to sit up here and act like we don't know. We know that is a mandate coming from the higher up. Same thing with Dwayne Brown. That trade was a mandate coming from the higher up. That wasn't on Rick. The only what I thought Rick was outside the mid-round draft picks was allowing AJ Bouye to walk out. That was on Rick. That was a bad decision by Rick, trying to put too much trust in Kevin Johnson. That was a bad decision by Rick. And that's when I got to the point that you got to let him go. When that happened. That's the point I got to. But other than that, I always was, he ain't good. He ain't bad. He's like mediocre. He's like in the middle. Because he ate one on his first round picks. And the rest of them picks, kind of hit and miss in them second and third and fourth, especially in them third and fourth rounds. But undrafted free agents, he was money in. Foster and AJ Bouye. He was money when it comes to undrafted free agents. So I say that to say this, that he didn't get no power. Then we get Brian Gaines for a year and a half. He was very conservative. I think he wanted to extend Jadeveon Clowney, but Bill O'Brien didn't. And that's why one of Bill O'Brien's first moves as a general manager is to get rid of Jadeveon Clowney. So why does this man have so much power? Why? Why does he have so much power? And I don't know if any of y'all watched First Take, but Michael Irvin's on First Take. And Michael Irvin says that he reached out to Hop after the trade went down. And he was saying that he asked Hop about it. Hop said he didn't want to get into the nitty gritty, but he's looking forward to his opportunity in Arizona because Hop is a stand-up guy. We all know this. But he said he knows Hops personally. And he knows that Hop and Bill O'Brien has been having conflict, haven't been seeing eye for some time now. And he said that he believes, this is him personally believing, that he doesn't think that Bill O'Brien wants anybody to poison the mind of Deshaun Watson. Because he said that anytime when they was in London, they had the game in London against Jacksonville, that week leading up, anytime you seen Hop, you seen Deshaun. Anytime you seen Deshaun, you seen Hop. If they was out eating, if they was out shopping, if they was out sightseeing and stuff in London, if they was around the team, they was always right there with each other, which a receiver and quarterback should be on the same wavelength anyway. And you see what happens on Sundays. He feels that he didn't want that whether the problem was between Bill O'Brien and Hopkins to go into Deshaun's mind. That's what he feels, and he thinks that's the reason why he let Hop go. I think that it was a bigger plan for him to just get rid of Deshaun as well. I think that I know that Tom Brady just signed to Tampa Bay. I wouldn't have been surprised if Deshaun would have got traded, and they would have found a way to bring in Tom Brady. I think then the city of Houston would have definitely showed up on Kirby and been ready for war. I know they got the whole no crowds of teams. I think everybody been going to jail. Everybody been going to jail that day. But it just boggles my mind. That's why I say he acts like a guy who has complete control, that he answers to nobody. Because where's Cal? Like, you're the owner. You have the power to not let this trade go through. You gonna trade Hopkins for what? A second round pick? Bill, if you don't get the fuck off my phone with that bullshit. Like, that's what every owner in the NFL would say. That's exactly what every single owner in the NFL would say. But not this one. You know why? Because he didn't have to call him. I firmly believe he didn't. I believe that he did not call Cal at all. Cal has no idea. Cal found out the same way everybody else found out. He was like, well, I guess Bill O'Brien knows best. I assume Bill O'Brien knows best, I guess. Because he, like I say, he doesn't understand football, which is fine. You ain't got to understand football. But put people around you who do understand football, which is something that obviously you have nothing to do. And like I've said before, if you ever watch any documentaries about multi-billion-dollar industries and multi-billion-dollar companies, the ones that fall, they all fall the exact same way. The person who built and owned the company either sold the company to the wrong person or they gave it to their child. They inherited the company and they had no business acumen and they run it straight into the ground. And that's exactly what is going on in Houston. Cal McNair has no business mind. He's never ran a football team before. He wasn't even there in the beginning of the day-to-day. He didn't get there to 5 years later. The Texans were established in 2002. He didn't get there to 5 years later. He didn't come to Houston to 5 years later to start running the day-to-day when Bob started grooming him. So he wasn't even around in the beginning. So he has nothing to do. He wasn't raised in his team like Amy Allen's out there in Tennessee, who grew up with the Oilers. He has a love and passion for the Houston Oilers and / Tennessee Titans because she grew up watching that team. He does not have that. He was a grown-ass man when the Texans were established and didn't get here until after 5 years. He has nothing to do with the Texans outside his last name is McNair and Bob was his dad. That's it. He knows nothing about football and he gave all the power in the world to this petty, complete, egotistical idiots. And it's infuriating. It is infuriating. That's one thing that I have a coworker who's a diehard Titan fan. He said, there's one thing y'all know how to do. Y'all get y'all some receivers. Because y'all didn't win from Dre. Y'all got Hopkins. Even though when Fuller's healthy, Fuller beats. Now y'all didn't win out there and y'all got steals. Y'all keep y'all some receivers. Now what we hang our hat on now? Now what we have to hang our hat on? I just got mad all over again. I even said I wasn't going to get mad. I said I wasn't going to get mad. I said it. But every time I think about it, I just get more and more infuriated. And I'm looking at these moves. I'm like, we are being completely and utterly trolled. It shouldn't even get to this point. I'm like, we need to fire him. He needs to be fired immediately. But see, the damage is done now. Like what for? It's gotten to this point. It's already gotten to this point. You can't even sell nobody on this. Like I said, the scenario I gave earlier, at least you can somewhat sell that on somebody. Okay, man, we can get a rookie we can get a rookie receiver on a young deal for the next 5 years. We get a rookie running back on a young deal for 4 years. We get a young up and coming pass rusher. Now we have a first round pick that we got for next year, and it has nothing to do with us. We can go out and win the Super Bowl, and if Arizona's trash, still have a top 10 pick. Like that's something you can sell. You can sell that. There's nothing you can do to sell this. And if he hasn't lost the locker room now, if he hasn't lost it before now, if he didn't lose it with that 24-0 lead that he blew, going for kicking the field, going 4th and 1, going for the fake punt, you had Kansas City down dead to rights, and you could have went for the kill switch. If he didn't lose the locker room then, he damn sure lost the locker room now because, like I say, people fool with Hop. Everybody rocks with Hop. Everybody. Every single body. Because you know there's one thing. Hop is the only person in the world. We got all type of rappers and celebrities who dress funny. Who do all type of stuff. Do all type of just weird stuff. Everybody make fun of him. Hop is the only person who don't get made fun of. Hop do whatever he want to do. And nobody messes with Hop because everybody respects Hop. Because Hop go out there and handle his business. He's a constant professional. He goes out there hurt. He goes out there sick. Gives 110%. Even when he messes up. Fumble against Tre'Davious White. What do you do? Go out there and snag on Tre'Davious White. Fumble against the Cowboys. What do you do? The little spin move to get you in the field goal range. Anytime he makes a mistake, he finds a way to fix it. Because that's what type of person he is. He is accountable to his own mistakes. All these quarterbacks that you done brought in, the Hoyers, the Fitzpatricks, the Brock Osweilers, the Tom Savages, the Ryan Mallets, all the quarterbacks that you brought in, he never said, Tyler Heineke, he never said 2 words about it. He went out there and proved he was the best receiver every damn day. And you give him up for a 2nd round pick just because you didn't like that he practiced. And they're going to try to spin that. I told y'all don't fall for the okie doke that they were going to try to spin that. Oh, he was selfish. He wanted a contract. He had 3 years left on his deal. And if y'all follow King Kenron, who's a comedian out there from Houston, who was close with DeAndre Hopkins, by the way, he even said that he talked to Hop. Hop said he never asked him for any money. Never asked him for any money. Never. Never asked him for any money. It's a spin. It's a spin that they trying to do. To try to make Hop look bad in the situation. But it's not gonna work. Cause even if you did, even if you could make Hop look bad, even if you did, you put all the nigga stuff on Hop. Nobody, cause what you got for him, especially when you see the Diggs got what Minnesota got for Diggs. You see what Minnesota got for Stefon Diggs, and this is what you got for DeAndre Hopkins. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Like you were not only you the laughing stock of the league, we are the laughing stock of the league. Bill O'Brien's the laughing stock of the league. Like, if he ever gets fired, he will never touch an NFL coaching job ever again. Like, no one would ever be stupid enough, outside of maybe being some mid-level coordinator, he would never get the head coaching job. Like, he fucked that up. Damn sure he ain't gonna get no job with no power. Like, he would never get a job again. He would have to stay. He need to go back to Penn State. That's his best. That's his best bet to Penn State. I know one time he was rumored to go to Maryland back in the day. I wish he would have took that damn Maryland job. Like, that's what he gonna have to do. He gonna have to go to college, if not high school, junior college, something like that. That's how he gonna get a job once he gets fired. If he gets fired, because I'm to the point now. I don't think he's gonna get fired because I think Cal just listen to him, and it's gonna get to the point that Cal's gonna have to sell the team. Like, I think that's the only way it really is going to get better. I don't even think it's that Cal fires him. Because I think that's giving Cal too much credit if we think that Cal going to fire him. I think that's giving too much credit. Man, see where the moves get made. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was out there talking about maybe you go out there and get Robinsons and whole speed kills. You go out there and get some receivers. I don't think they're going to go after any receivers. I don't know what they're going to do. Like, at this point, I have no idea what they're going to do. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Comment below if you haven't. Click that bell, get more videos. I hope y'all like this troll job. I holla. Because we being trolled, man. This is the biggest troll job of all time.